Hey, I'm back. So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about participating in the 2018 BookTube Rereadathon challenge, which I discovered from Zuon's channel, Pages and Prose. So check out her channel if you haven't already. It's originally created by Michael from Catalyst of Reads. So what this entails is that there are specific categories for each of the 12 months of this year, and you have to reread a book within those categories. Let's get started. I'm so bad at sticking to specific TBRs, so if I manage to finish even 7 out of these 12 challenges, it's going to be a big deal for me. For the month of Jan, the challenge is to reread a favorite standalone or a favorite book which is part of a series. For this challenge, I have chosen to reread We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. This became one of my all-time favorite books so quickly because E. Lockhart's writing style is just so good, and the way the story unfolds, it's going to leave you speechless. In Feb, you have to reread a favorite book that you had to read for college or school. I picked out Night by Elie Wiesel. This is Holocaust literature, and when I read it in college, it was heart-rending, a must-read for everybody. For March, you have to reread a non-fiction book. For this challenge, I've picked out Selfienomics by Ravant. It is a non-fiction self-help book which uses the selfie culture that we have today to spin a very fun take on how to live your best life. And I really liked it when I read it. I would love to get to it this year. For the month of April, you have to reread a book that confused you or you had mixed feelings about. For this challenge, I've chosen to reread One of Us is Lying by Karen M. This book is a high school mystery thriller, and although I loved the storyline, I just felt that the story progression wasn't up to par, wasn't as good as it could be. So there were parts of it that I really loved and parts of it that I didn't really like. So I would like to reread this book for the month of April. For May, the challenge is to reread a book that is a guilty pleasure. Chosen to reread Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. June, you have to reread a book that you hate or were disappointed by. So I picked Yama's Lieutenant and The Stone Witch by Anuja Chandramouli. I didn't hate it. I was just a little underwhelmed by the story. I tried to read this book a couple of times but couldn't get through all of it because the initial part wasn't captivating enough. It has got really good reviews, so I believe that it's a good book and I would really like to complete it this year. For July, you have to reread a book that's either written by a woman, LGBTQIA author, or has diverse themes in it. So I have chosen to reread Sula by Toni Morrison. The challenge for August is to reread a graphic novel or a comic or a short story collection or a poetry book. So I'm going to be rereading Persepolis. For September, you have to reread either a horror book, a classic novel, or a self-help book. So I've picked White Sargasso Sea by Jean Rice. In October, you have to reread either a romance novel, a fantasy novel, or a sci-fi novel. For this, I have picked Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. This series was the one that got me into Greek mythology, and ever since then, I have loved all of Rick Riordan's books. We're down to the second last month. So for November, you have to reread a controversial book. For this, I have chosen to reread The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Now, The Handmaid's Tale is one of my all-time favorite books, and I really wish that you all would read it or have read it. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comments. So I'm really excited and looking forward to rereading The Handmaid's Tale. It's controversial because of the themes and the elements that it explores, and I read that it has been banned in certain places, which is really sad thing because it's so good and speaks volumes about freedom and equality and certain other important themes like that. December, you have to reread any book that you want from any genre. So as it is a month of holiday spirit, I am going to be rereading A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I don't think that's much of a surprise because in December we all read these kind of books that have Christmas themes in them or are based during the festive seasons. So that's it. I don't know how many of these challenges I'm going to be able to complete, but I really hope that I get to a lot of them because the books that I've picked out for these challenges, I'm really interested in them. Let me know if you're participating in this challenge too, and I would love to know what books you're picking out for these 12 months. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.